The comments are like, yeah, this happened to me today. This happened to me last week. That happened to me 2 weeks ago. And it's like, what? Like, this is happening on a massive scale. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I have these TikTokers were scammed. Well, the first one, she wasn't scammed. She made a TikTok about somebody else that got scammed, and they're getting better at this, the scammers. Now, that said, the scammers aren't necessarily the ones to blame, because if you saw John Oliver last Sunday, he did talk about in great length about people are being forced to scam other people. Like, there's people in China that are being forced to scam you for, I don't know, these gangs. So it's really quite a complex situation. So when someone's trying to scam you, they may not actually be the bad guy. However, the result is still the same for you. Honestly, it really is. So I want to warn you about these kinds of scams so you can avoid them in the future.
I mean, do not fall for this scam. Please watch this video so that it does not happen to you. Just watched another TikTok of a girl that this happened to, and I couldn't stitch the video, so I'm just gonna make one myself. Someone very, very close to me after college was desperately looking for jobs, and obviously, if you are in need of money and in need of a job, you are more vulnerable than other people. If you've been on your search for a while,
And the important part here is vulnerable. Not weak, not stupid, not inexperienced. You're vulnerable, which isn't innately a bad thing. But when you are, there are people out there that are going to sense that and take advantage of it.
Opportunity presents itself, I mean, you're gonna take it and you're gonna run with it because it's what you want and you've been looking for it. Basically, what I'm saying is do your research on companies that you find on even LinkedIn. These like really credible sites have scammers. Do your research on the company.
And it's not just LinkedIn, it's also other ones as well. Indeed. Indeed's another one that has a bunch of scams on it. So both LinkedIn and Indeed aren't doing their due diligence to make sure that the companies that are paying them to put these ads on their site are actually real, credible jobs. So Indeed and LinkedIn are actually part of this problem. So they don't get off.
Make sure that it's a real company, message people about it, look at reviews, make sure you do thorough research.
But there's another person, and I think it was in her comments, that did call a company. She got scammed. Well, I don't think she got scammed, but she canceled the interview. So she, instead of, if you're like on LinkedIn and you see a phone number, don't call that phone number. Go right directly to the company's website. Look on Google, go directly to the website, call them, ask them if they actually have this position open, and name the position. And they say, yes, they do. And ask them, do they actually have it on Indeed or LinkedIn or wherever you found it? And they said, yes, they do. Then apply for that job. But honestly, I think that's what people are going to have to do from now on. Bad. People are getting scammed for thousands. Keep watching.
Reached out to this company. It was everything they wanted and they got the job. They got their offer. It was perfect. They were signing contracts and they even got onboarded for training. This person I'm talking about got live training every single day and was sent like things to do every day, like homework. Had to literally pass a test, was speaking to a real life person over the phone every day when that person could.
And this company, these scammers are going great lengths to make it look as legit as humanly possible. But I also think there's a red flag. When everything goes exactly perfectly, it feels like a red flag. Although I've had job opportunities and job interviews that went perfectly and I got the job. So it's not always a red flag, but it can be.
Not figure out how to do certain things for the homework. So yes, they will go to those lengths to literally scam you. This person gets through the training, everything's good, they're so excited to get like officially onto the team. And that person gets told, hey, we need to like link your account, we're gonna do direct deposits, this is how we're gonna pay you, and obviously that makes sense. Like, this is how we're gonna pay you for your training. It just makes sense. Of course, they get their routing and accounting number and they get a notification that their account has been overdrawn. They look at their account and it literally says negative $23,000.
And this is scary. Like, it overdrew her account by 23 grand. $23,000. She didn't have $23,000 in her account. And there are people in this lady's comments that said, some people said, yeah, the bank refunded me the money. Others said, nope, they're not letting me. They shut my account down and I owe them $51,000 or $53,000 or $40,000. Like, seriously, this is theft.
This person then goes back and realizes they did not do enough research and that this company was not anywhere else online and that it was a freaking scam. And everyone that was part of the company and everyone that he was talking to now has lost all communication. So be smart and research. Ask questions, ask for proof, ask about anything. I mean, be picky. That person called the cops, filed a police report, called the bank. No one cares. No one's going to help you. The money was not replaced and the scammer was not found. And please watch out because this happens to everyone all the time and people don't talk about it enough. I'm so sorry to the girl that I just watched that video of. Let's prevent this from happening again, please.
Yeah, I mean, that is ridiculous. That she got scammed because she thought she was going for a job interview. Now, I don't know how jobs work, direct deposit. It's always been, in my experience, that you had to fill out a specific form, giving them permission to deposit money into your account. And I think that form says they can't withdraw. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been years. It's been years since I've signed one of those documents. But I wouldn't hand over my routing number and my bank account number just by itself to them, right? So you want to make sure there's a form attached to it and read that form. Does it look legit? Like, really read through it. Look for spelling mistakes. Look for all kinds of things, because there might be, you know, grammar problems that you wouldn't necessarily have in a real job opportunity. Is that a fail-safe? I have no idea, but I mean, they're getting really good.
Got scammed by a sugar daddy. Let's talk about some of my experiences. Let me start this video off with girls. Do not try to get a sugar daddy. I mean that with everything from the bottom of my heart. There's no such thing as one that just wants to talk to you online. And if they say they just want to hang out in person, they want something else from you, so do not get tricked. Now let's get into some stories. So I had just moved to LA. You know, just trying to survive, no car, no job. Which, I don't know why I just didn't go work at Starbucks, but I decided to get on the Seeking site. I'm talking to some people, seeing what the site's all about. I'm like, wow, why do all these guys just want to give me money? And most of them are like, hey, let's meet for coffee. I'll go through $200. Then one guy is like, hey, I'll give you a Range Rover if you meet me for coffee. So I'm like, bet. I don't have a car. So I take the Underground Metro.
First of all, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. So that, you know, when I was younger, probably about her age, because I could probably be her mom. When I was younger, I thought that was the dumbest thing ever. That if it's too good to be true, it probably is. I was like, that's not true. That can't possibly be true. Yeah, now that I'm 48, it's absolutely true. 100% true. If it's too good to be true, it really is too good to be true. So, got to keep that in mind. And the thing is, this really affects people that are much younger. I mean, I'm sure it affects people my age as well. It depends on how vulnerable you are or how desperate you are for a job. And I think the younger population sometimes will fall for things like this, not because they're dumb or they don't understand the scams, but I think it's just because inexperience. Like, when you're in your early 20s, you are inexperienced. I'm sorry, you just are. But that isn't a bad thing. And we all were there. Every single one of us were inexperienced at one time. I'm surprised I made it through my 20s. I was so dumb. Okay. So, I'm not saying if you're in your 20s, you're dumb, but I was. So I'm surprised I made it past that. But the thing is, if you are in your early 20s or even in your early 30s, you really got to think about these things, because your experience might not be enough to detect this stuff. So I don't want you to have to go through this. So, but you know, not everyone has to, but There are people out there like myself that have to learn the hard way every single time. Hopefully you aren't that person.
In LA, and I was on there for about an hour. I get to the little cafe and I'm like, hey, I'm here. And the guy's like, okay, just order some food while you wait. I'll pay for it. Oh God. I'm like, bet this guy's getting my food. Let me get a lot. So I'm sitting there eating my
And what's this use of the word bet? Like she is? Like watching younger people as I get older just is like, why? Why are we using words in weird ways? I'll learn it. It'll be fine. But I just think it's funny.
$70 worth of Earth Cafe. At this point, it's already been like an hour.
Yikes.
So I'm texting him. I'm like, hey, are you coming? My old self is like, no, he's still coming. Girl, he's not coming to bring you a free Range Rover.
He's not
like,
coming.
How are you that stupid? We wait there for like 2 more hours because he's like, I'm still coming. Never came. And I'm like sitting there texting all my friends being like, guys, I'm getting a free Range Rover. Can you believe it? So eventually I'm like, okay, this man.
To be clear, I feel very bad for this lady. I really do, for this young lady, because that would be so embarrassing to be texting your friends to be like, oh, I'm getting a free Range Rover. I mean, unless it's Mr. Beast, you're probably not getting one.
It is not coming. Keep in mind, I'm like, oh God, I have to pay for this food now, and I literally have like $20. So I go back down to the metro, and while I'm waiting, this man comes up to me. He's like, wow, you're really pretty. Then he comes up closer to me and he says, have you ever had your GSPOT tickled? I'm like, huh? I go, get away from me, you're disgusting. And he keeps just standing there saying gross things to me. So I start walking away from him and he starts following me. So I just start running and he's behind me like, and running through the metro like, help, help. No one's helping me. Why is no one helping me? I was like, what the hell? I'm literally being chased by a man and no one's helping me. Where I was running for a solid minute before like a couple helped me. So girls, stop trying to be a sugar baby. You're just putting yourself in a dangerous situation. Would you go with a man on the street if he said, I'll give you $100 to hang out with me? No. It's the same thing. You're never gonna get anything for free. They always want something from you. So don't waste your time and don't put yourself in a dangerous situation. Anyways, if you stayed till the end of the video, comment your Venmo and I'll be your sugar mommy today.
Now, I'm glad that nothing bad happened to her because that could have went really bad. Like, let's say he showed up in the Range Rover and said, hey, let's go for a little walk with the Range Rover. That's weird. Let's go for a little drive. And then he abducts her, does something really bad to her, M-words her, maybe R-words her. I don't know. Bad things will happen. Okay, so this next one, she did get scammed and she did lose money. And I feel so terrible for her. But it's good to hear about these stories. I'm glad they put them on TikTok. I'm glad they put them on some kind of social media platform so we can all learn from this, you know?
I wasn't going to make a video because I feel so stupid about this, but I'm going to make a video.
I'm glad she made a video. She might feel stupid, but I mean, feeling stupid once in a while is part of life. It really just is. And we cannot avoid it. So at some point in our lives, we're going to feel stupid. So just accept that.
In case other people have done this, to let them know that they're not alone. So I fell for a scam on Instagram yesterday. And I lost $1,600. Just thinking about it makes me so cringe. And I can't believe how stupid I was. I literally, it was just like a perfect storm. But I'm all about manifestation and everything happens for a reason. So I'm just like, this was meant to happen. I don't know why, but it was meant to happen. The worst part about it, I was telling Tom, my ex-husband, well, we're still technically together, but separated. I was like, wow, you want to hear something so cool? And he was like, sure, Kira, what? And I was like, I've been doing all these meditations, just manifesting because I'm taking this like spiritual mentorship. And I was like manifesting different ways to bring money into my life.
I'm sorry if you believe in manifestation and like wishing things from the universe or watch The Secret and think it's real. It's not. The people who made The Secret, they basically capitalized on positive psychology. Literally. That's what they used. They used positive psychology, spun it into magic so the masses will want it. And because we're always looking for magic, we're always looking for something bigger than us. And the thing is, manifestation is not real. Now, having a vision board, okay, I can see that. Keeping your goals in mind, I can get that. But like, money, come to me. Come on, money, come to me. That's not real. That's just not real. So when you have thought process like that, it does make you more vulnerable to being scammed because you think it's one thing, but it's really another. So I want to just give you that food for thought. So if you do think manifestation things are real, they're not. And these scammers, they also know that. They also know, or whoever their bosses are, they're making these other people scam. They also know that. So they know there are a percentage of people who believe in that.
And I'm like, you wouldn't believe it. This person reached out to me on Instagram and wanted to use me as a muse.
Oh yeah, I got the same one. I knew better, right? So yeah, they reached out to her. So they probably looked at her Instagram page. They probably saw she was all about manifestation and, you know, meditation and that kind of thing, which is great. I'm happy for her, but it made her a target. It made her vulnerable and a target, which my heart goes out to her. It really does. I mean, I don't care if she believes in Santa Claus. I don't think she deserves to be scammed because she believes in something that may not be real. You know, I say may not because I don't know for sure, but 99% sure manifestations are not real. Let's go on.
For a project they're doing for a client, and they're offering me $300. And I'm like, I literally just like meditated and changed my vibrational state, and shit's
There's no vibrational state. I just have to say that. It will hurt my soul to not say that.
just coming to me like, this manifestation stuff, it works. And he was like, wow, okay, cool, Kira. And then this person fucked me over so bad. And I cannot believe I fell for it. They like were talking to me since March 6th, and it seemed like this, she seemed to be a girl, I thought. And it was just like, we built this like friendship. And yes, I know, how do you build a friendship over like 10 days? You don't. But I always try to see the good in people. So they sent me this check and the money, and I was like, whoa, you sent me way too much money. Like, this isn't right. She was like, oh yeah, you can just eat.
Oh yeah, it's the check scam. I was gonna say something. I totally forgot. Welcome to 48.
Transfer it back. Because the check deposited through my TD mobile app and the money showed up in my account, I was like, oh, it's in there. Like, wow, this isn't a scam. And I know banks can take like 2 to 5 days to like hold the money with a check. But since it like appeared in my account right away, I was like, oh wow, it cleared really fast. That was my thought process. And I've learned that that's not always the case. So I e-transferred her the money, and then the check bounced.
Yeah.
I feel...
Then the check bounced. Like, that's what that happens every single time. If someone wants to pay you $300 and they send you $1,900, that's a scam. That's a scam. They didn't send you anything real. So don't give them any money back.
So stupid and embarrassed, and I'm so lucky to have Tom and other people in my life who literally have made me feel so much better about this. But yeah, if you fall for it, know you're not alone. My whole thought process was, I was literally like, I gotta get this person's money back to her so she doesn't think I'm a bad person and that I'm trustworthy. And the bitch fucked me. If it was a girl, probably wasn't.
Probably a guy. Yeah, it was probably a guy. And that just hurts my soul that these people either were attempted to be scammed or were in fact scammed. Or the first lady who was talking about this other person that was in fact scammed for so much money. And it's not just these people. It's a lot of people. I look in the comments, go on TikTok, find one of these videos and just read the comments. The comments are like, yeah, this happened to me today. This happened to me last week. That happened to me 2 weeks ago. And it's like, what? Like, this is happening on a massive scale. People that had jobs, you know, the job industry, like finding a job. It's fucking riddled with scams. You know, you got these people on Instagram saying, "Oh, you're my muse. I love you. I want to make something in your likeness." No, they're not. They're not at all. So, hopefully you learned something from this video. It was informative in some way. If you liked this video, if you thought it was funny, if you thought this was a good video, please give it a like. And if you are new, please subscribe. I would love to have you. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Bye.